Sentence structure and punctuation. In this video, we're going to be identifying sentence structure and punctuation in text and explaining how they are used to engage audiences. So there's a lot of punctuation that's available to use in the middle of sentences. A lot of people are good at it, others are not so good at it. We're just going to touch on a couple of them here before we go into more detail about how it's used to engage audiences. So an ellipsis or the ... is an omission of speech. It's used to allude to an idea that's not explicitly stated. So it can be used in imaginative text to leave cliffhangers. It can be used in dialogue to leave things unsaid, okay? But it's used to engage audiences through having to think about what's been said. The semicolon is used to list things or join two clauses, okay? Two examples are here of those. So listing things, I bought shiny ripe apples, small sweet juicy grapes, and firm pears. So we can see the difference between the comma and the semicolon. The semicolon is listing the next thing. The comma is breaking up the adjectives used to describe those things. The second example of joining two clauses together is, I went to the grocery store today. I bought a ton of fruit. Apples, grapes, and pears were all on sale. So our two clauses of going to the grocery store and buying a ton of fruit are joined using the semicolon. A colon is used to list things. So we have the example here is, we have covered many of the fundamentals in our writing class: grammar, punctuation, style, and voice. So the colon is used to list what we've looked specifically at. And dashes are used to break up dialogue and add more information. So the example here of, even the simplest tasks, washing, dressing, and going to work, were nearly impossible after I broke my leg. So while it's adding more information, just like the colon is, it's changing that sentence structure to alter it a little bit and make it more engaging. Sentence structure is the way the sentence is put together using a range of words and ideas. It's really important to vary your sentence structure, and we'll have a look at why in a minute, but it's used to engage an audience. So punctuation plays a large part in being able to effectively change up your sentence structure to engage your audience. So we're going to look at the example that's here. I'm going to read it to you to make my point. This sentence has 5 words. Here are 5 more words. 5-word sentences are fine, but several together become monotonous. Listen to what is happening. The writing is getting boring. The sound of it drones. It's like a stuck record. The ear demands some variety. Pretty boring. But we can change it up a little bit. Now listen. I vary the sentence length and I create music. Music. The writing sings. It has a pleasant rhythm, a lilt, a harmony. I use short sentences, and I use sentences of medium length. And sometimes, when I'm certain the reader is rested, I will engage him with a sentence of considerable length, a sentence that burns with energy and builds with all the crescendo, the roll of the drums, the crash of the cymbals, sounds that say, listen to this, it is important. So write with a combination of short, medium, and long sentences. Create a sound that pleases the reader's ear. Don't just write words, write music. Thank you to Gary Provost for creating that. So that first part in the red, really boring. But when we alter it a little bit, it can be used to really engage the audience in what you're trying to say and communicate that meaning more effectively. So please vary your sentence structure. Other things that work, and this is building on the last example, are short sentences are great for action. Okay, make sentences short and sharp. It really makes the audience feel like they're in suspense and builds tension. Okay, it makes things happen quickly. Long sentences are used to build the tension though, particularly as the audience is waiting for the sentence to end. It's waiting to see, where is this going? What's going to happen? Okay, drag them out. Use those sentences to really communicate the idea that you're trying to make. Variations used to engage your audience. Okay, make sure you're communicating clearly. Use your punctuation properly. Finally, the use of ellipses, colons, semicolons, and dashes, and question marks, exclamation marks, dialogue, other punctuation, it's all used to make your writing interesting. Okay, change the length of your sentences, make your audience engaged.